Hi guys, it's Aswad again. Welcome to another review. At a new place, so I'm feeling good about it. And just moved my stuff like from my old house here. So been tiring. So been a while since I made a video. So anyway, today video is going to be about the movie Logan, which is the last movie starring Hugh Jackman supposedly in the role of Wolverine. Excuse me. I'm having a sniffle suddenly. Excuse me. So anyway, the movie. What do I think about it? Okay, let's see. Let's start with the plot. What it's about. The plot is in the future, and most of the mutants are dying out, and they do explain what happened and how they are dying. Basically, the government has put something in the food, and it is taking out the mutant abilities, and making people becoming normal, which is a good and bad situation lah. And the only mutant surviving in this storyline is Wolverine, Professor Xavier, sorry, and then Caliban. Uh, so they are holed up in this place to while being taken care of by Wolverine, so he can get some money for them to escape to on the boat and live there on the sea, so they won't harm anybody because Professor Xavier um, is not stable. So by the way, this review will have spoilers, so hopefully you guys watch it because I just want to discuss things in the movie. Excuse me again. Oh man. So anyway, okay. So I love the first half. Okay, that's basically the synopsis, the basic synopsis, and then a girl show up at the doorstep, and then somehow they get into this road trip, and then the action begins. So the first half is establishing um, their characters, what they're doing right now. Logan is doing what not, and second half is road trip section, and the third part is basically the climax, and then how they trying to escape from the bad guys. So um, very simple storyline. And what do I think about this movie? I think the movie is trying to do a Batman, to do a very dark and realistic approach to the X-Men, and they even have X-Men comic as you see in the trailer. Um, it's really deep and dark and depressing as hell. So I don't like depressing movie. I don't. Even though the people keep saying that I love Batman and Dark Knight, yeah, I do. But the problem with those movies sometimes they are so depressing and dark. And right now I'm just not in the mood most of these days to see something like so dark, so depressing. Anyway, so just let me just before I go into deeper and about things that I don't like, just start with something I like. Something I like is the first part of this movie, which is getting to know Wolverine again, getting to know Xavier's situation, getting to know Caliban, and this setting up of this world. It is great. I have to say that it is great. It is beautiful shot. It feels like a western. Like you heard about it, it's like a western, beautifully shot, and it has a lot of weight on to the relationship between Professor Xavier and Wolverine. Yeah, you find out later why they're living and why there are so few X-Men left. And it is also a sad thing. And I'm gonna spoil it right now. As if the movie is not depressing enough, you find out that Professor Xavier kills the X-Men and probably all the children in the old house, the school for the gifted. It was revealed inside later on when he was Nyanyok, when he was sleeping, and he reveals it, and there's some news bit on the TV you overheard that what happened in previous years. So it's kind of sad when I go back and I process the movie. It feels so depressing, so sad, and then yeah, and then the first half. That's it. I love the first half. The introduction of the girl, which is X-23, is fantastic. She is like a DNA clone of Logan, so she's like Logan's daughter, and they have like a father and daughter relationship, you know, close to it, and that's really beautiful to me. And yeah, that's it. This is a very like an indie film, which means there's no like super big explosion or Earth is going to be, it's not a epic kind of Michael Bay approach to making movies. This is very small, very focused, very short, focus and on these three people, this group of mutants left, and somehow after that they go on a road trip. Now that's the only part I like, the first part. The second part, which is on the road trip, I didn't like the whole. They went on a road trip. This is what happened. They went on a road trip, and then they are on the run, and then they decided to sleep over at a farmer's house, which I think it is not logical. I mean, because they are being hunted, and they are putting other people in danger, and that to me sucks. Part two, I really didn't like it, and then part three, after the bad guy show up at the farm, and then the part three is running away from the attackers, and then of course the climax. I really didn't like the climax. The people keep saying, "Oh, this movie is rated R," and then there's a lot of violence. Which is true. There is a lot of violence, and I have no problem with that. And then I think, but when I hear review that people are loving it. Oh wow, the violence is so powerful and stuff like that. No, to me that's I'm the type I prefer storyline of I want to see a good story rather than just violent action set. So this movie first of all have a lot of violence. And if people like violence for the violence sake, fine, you will love this. But if you want violence with a good story, this doesn't have it for me, because the ending is so depressing. And let me just tell you, this is a spoiler part. Xavier died, and Logan Wolverine died, and as you can see, I'm just sitting back because it's depressing. It's really when I left the cinema, I was thinking that what? I mean, I never thought that I'm always the type of guy that likes a bleak ending or dark endings. I thought I was that kind of guy, edgy ending. But to have the hero die, that is so depressing, man. And feel so bummed. I mean, you not only that. After that, you when I really think about it, not only Xavier died and Wolverine died, Caliban died. Then knowing that Xavier killed the X-Men and all the children, that's really sad. I mean, really depressing. The only bright spot in the storyline that I try to hold on to is the X-23. I love the character. I love the actress. She's a small kid. I like that. She's cute and she's strong and then she's kid, like a kid. uh, uh, and maybe because right now I'm having, I'm seeing a doctor because I'm having severe anxiety. Maybe because of that, I can't take anything depressing. But man, the movie is dark and depressing in all the bad ways. You know what I mean? If they want to if they want to get the same level as Batman, I agree they managed to do that, in terms of darkness and depressing. I mean the depressing vibe of those kind of movies. I think they exceeded that. They actually kill a character. This is like worse than when Superman died. It's depressing. So, and then I have to say the other bad thing, which is a bad and a good thing, because when I was younger, I always like the washed-out colors. I always like cinematography that is only, like in what do you call that, Saving Private Ryan. There's only one type of color. The coloring is washed out, not colorful, very very dark, very orange, very what do you call that, brown, gray, very dark colors. And man, nowadays I just can't accept that, because you know what, if I saw La La Land, I just love color. I think I realized quite late in life that I just love color. And washout movies and gritty coloring like black and white doesn't do it for me anymore. I don't. You can do a heavy movie, action movie with color like Mad Max did it in beautiful coloring. Even though it's a lot of desert shot, but he inserted a lot of coloring. It's beautiful. And I myself in real life, I start to um, appreciate the colors more. Colorful movie is really better than really wash out color and stuff like that. And yeah, this is the completely opposite of La La Land in terms of coloring and stuff like that. In terms of vibrancy, there's no vibrancy here. It's really just a downward spiral. And yeah, I never expected Wolverine to die, but it's sick. I mean, I don't follow the Old Man Logan comics at all, so yeah, it's just a letdown. But I do know a lot of people will like it because it is dark and stuff like that. And some people now, I used to like dark stuff, but not anymore. It's too dark for me. And out of 10, I want to give it 7 out of 10, because on some level it is still a good movie. I still I still appreciate the effort that went to making this. So I'm gonna upgrade that score from 7 to 8. It is 8 out of 10 movie. Uh, so you can see from my score it's not as bad. But I do say, if you wanna watch this movie, um, to know that it is a depressing movie and sad movie. I think a few people in my cinema that I watch with, they actually cried. They were actually like going, uh, the girls are they were so like didn't believe that this movie is not the normal superhero. It's very sad. Yeah. So that's, guys, my review for Logan. And I always give some long reviews so that you can get true feelings about it. So guys, thank you for watching. Peace.